Hey guys, I have a new board to check out. So, probably seen some rumors and seen some previews. This here is it. The Gosmilo X9. And so this is the same company that used to make the Trotter. They have switched to Vesk a year or two ago. And now they have their own controller. They made themselves Foxtrot V3. The X9 ships with the V3. And yeah, let's go try it out. Going down this hill. All right, does it nicely. My first impressions, it basically feels like I'm riding a Superflux board. The motor, I think, is a Superflux. It very much feels and looks like and has the properties of the Superflux HS. Super smooth, everything worked out of the box. Also, they basically had all configuration issues fixed. I don't know what led to all it, but probably in no small part Mario tearing into them on the X7. Or maybe they watched my videos and followed it to a T, but this was the first out-of-box experience where I opened up float control and I had zero warnings popping up. And even when I manually inspected it line by line, everything looked good. And yeah, so the initial impression of their configuration, I was impressed. The battery is a Samsung 50S pack, so similar to the ADV2, but only 18S and not 20S. So they just have the 18S 2P pack in the rear, which still gives you basically a GT level battery with more range because you got the bigger cells. And I don't mean physically bigger, it's the same physical size, it's just they're 5 amp hours instead of 4.2. The Samsung cells are good cells. A lot of people have been using them over the years. One of the biggest downsides those cells have is that A, they sag. So at low voltage, you will notice that voltage dropping very quickly when you accelerate or push it hard on trails. And the other thing is they have a tendency to get hot. So when you ride really hard for sustained periods of time, they can actually warm up pretty quickly. All in all, they're good cells. A lot of people are using them, and for a stock pack, there's not much to complain about. I have not taken apart the board. I have not looked at it. I don't know what the internals look like. So I can't speak to the quality of the build. On the outside, it feels solid. There's no rattling or anything. Everything feels good. Even when you do drops, the board feels fine. I'm taking it to a group ride tonight with the San Diego crew. So guys like Kyle Hansen will get to try to destroy it, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, overall, this looks like a cheap entry-level trail board for anyone who wants to be able to keep up with their friends on group rides but can't afford a more powerful board. And yeah, if you're not looking for compatibility with existing parts like GT or XR parts, then this is the cheapest option to get yourself a board that does not overheat. It performs really well. I did a heat test right away, and it pretty much has Superflux level performance. So yeah, you can definitely take this on trails. The tire is beginner friendly, trail friendly, but it is a little bit flat, like not very nimble, which makes it very stable and very easy to go fast. So hitting 20 miles an hour on this board, you don't even notice it. It's very confidence inspiring, but on tricky trails, I do miss the nimbleness, partly also because I've been riding the float wheel Atom, and now this board feels a bit clunky, but that same can be said for any of the bigger, flatter tires that aren't super nimble. But as a beginner in trail, for a beginner doing trails, this seems like an awesome board, especially considering the price. Damn it. Lost my chill. Okay. I went too fast for the chillest hat. So yeah, that is that. Now there's also a couple things I don't like about this board. Like starting with the power button. It's the most annoying power button ever. You have to press and hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds. You get zero feedback on when you can let go, but 1 second is not enough. And so somewhere between 2 and 3 seconds before it accepts it and then starts actually booting. There's also a weird click in the controller box, which makes me think there's some kind of relay in there. Hopefully that relay is only for the lights, because I wouldn't want an extra relay in the chain potentially shutting me down. The BMS is a charge-only BMS, so in theory there should be no mechanism in the power delivery that would allow it to cut power for whatever reason, so that's good. But that relay is a little bit concerning. And then I already mentioned the drop top fender. It's a little bit flimsy, but yeah, I wouldn't put it on for harder trail rides. Treaded tire. It comes with a cover. Here we get a look at the tire real quick. Pretty nice thread. Fairly soft rubber. Feels like comparable to a TX22. The cover here, I would not trust it on harder trails if it's chunky, because look how easily the thing drops, and I don't want that cover to be sucked in and then me falling, like getting launched forward because the tire gets stuck. But for casual cruising, this cover is nice, so your socks don't get filled with dirt like mine always do. And then the foot pads are not the best. Like they're flat foot pads, they feel fine, but the sensitivity, I turned on disable moving faults just in case, because one side, after 1 or 2 days of use, one side started acting up and it kept flashing even though I was just standing on the board and riding straight on pavement. It kept basically disengaging one side, so I just didn't want to chance it. The battery uses a dumb BMS, which isn't necessarily bad. A lot of PEVs use dumb BMSs. A smart BMS would be nice, even if it's just a separate Bluetooth connection, just so you can check in on the battery and see how it's doing, so you don't have to just trust that everything is okay. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. I have not taken the board apart, so I cannot comment on build quality here. And I do not intend to do so. Let's see what's going on here. Did I take the wrong turn? Ooh, all right. How do we get down now? It's just a little sketchy. Whew. Yes, made it. Now remember, the Bluetooth on this board is so weak that I wasn't able to use my iPhone, but on my Android phone it seems to be good enough. It only disconnects occasionally, so that was one thing I didn't quite like. The lights, what's nice is they work out of the box, but they're not bright at all, so it means it's good enough for being seen, but don't expect it to light up the way or being able to use it on trails at all. Definitely need a separate light source. And then also I just lifted it and remembered the weight. That thing is super heavy. It's heavier than my BTG GT based board with FST footholds. So weight is definitely not this board's strong suit. It's the opposite of the Atom. All right, that was all. Right here is Michael on the Atom.
Oh, no one wanted to go left? No one went left.
All right, meanwhile, I'm on the X9. It's doing great so far. The square tire is a little bit inconvenient. Those tight trails, but feels rock solid. Trying to break the X9 trotter. Nice. Ah.
That was too easy.
Like, I hope I'm not. As we get older,
That's in the ditch.
I guess I was days for like 20, 30 minutes. I was like, I kept repeating myself and I was like, which way is home? I don't know which way is home. I was like,
Did you just say your shit? It's fighting back. Are you okay?
Yeah, hit me right in my ankle.
Oh shit.
I just spinned it and it feels like a spinneroonie.
He tried breaking it with his ankle, but it didn't work.
Hold that lance.
Get babe? We should keep moving in a second.
Gosmilo.
Whoa!
Wow, that's fucking heavy.
Great, man.
Nice.
Alright. Onward?
Yes, let's do it.
I tried, I couldn't
All right. Almost broke your ankle.
Yeah, I almost broke my ankle though. Ooh, that thing's...
Mostly.
I heard yes. I heard yes. I don't know.
What's going on here?
I'm like, I'm not flying down on that board.
So here's all the boards side by side, so you can see. First one is a BTG GT, but that board weighs the same as the X9. Then we have a Fungineers X7 and regular XR and the Atom, which is basically pint shaped. So yeah, all in all, the board did great. And I also have to compliment them on their manual. That's actually cool. I think this manual has more pages of information than all other Vest products combined. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's summarize. The board did really well. Everybody liked it, who tried it. Everybody complained about the tire, because for experienced riders, this tire just feels too boxy. But I have to say, the type of people that this board is ideal for, they probably will like the tire, because if you're a new rider, then this is the perfect tire to start with, because you don't have to have a lot of riding experience to feel comfortable on it. And so I think they made a good decision with that tire. So who is this board for? I would say if you are on a budget and you're looking for the most capable board that $1,600 can buy you, this is it. Right? Any other option will be a lot more expensive. And this board is extremely capable, and especially if you're a new rider, the big fat tire will actually work in your favor, I would say, and then you can always change it out later if you don't mind the heavy weight. So this is not, your city board that you can carry up 2 flights of stairs or walk around with in the grocery store. But for trails, if you want a cheap way to keep up with your GT buddies, this will definitely do it. The downside or the risk is we don't really know how these boards hold up over time. It feels solid, it seems fine, but who knows what's going on inside. But for $1,600, it might be a risk worth taking and giving it a shot. I mean, the board definitely performs well. So yeah, that's what I would say about this board, and we'll keep riding it a little longer here, and then so yeah, I hope this has been helpful, and see you guys next time.